Testing. Looks good here. Oh, there we go. Looks like we're live and going good. All right. Click the gems. Looks like I'm already getting a little bit of latency, but it's supposed to be ultra low latency mode, so. Chris, how's it going? Welcome to the party. And the first one to the party at that. '96, how's it going? Yeah, you were over in Jammin's stream earlier. Yeah, let's see. We've got Jammin, and we've got Bonzos both chugging away at their tournaments or whatever that they're running right now. And I'm just going to say L, but I know you usually go by Master Chief over on Discord, so I might just call you Master Chief. Starting higher than I finished. Yeah, I was like, everyone else is doing it, so what the hell, I'll record as well. So, yeah. So yeah, this will probably go on for a while. And now I'm thinking about it. I hope I have wave skip on because I need to make this go faster. I hope I did not take... Yeah, okay, I do have that on. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't even know who I have in my bracket right now. I started about the same time with Bonzos, but I kind of missed sharing the bracket with him. But yeah, it doesn't look like anyone that really stands out as like, oh, I need to really worry about them. But I don't know everyone now who's actually getting up there in some of these waves, so a little bit behind on the curve on that one. Okay, yeah, and it does look like Jammin' Forever is also doing his tournament. So all three of us, as what range do I use? Great question. Let me jump over here. Right now, I'm just whatever the default is, like Lab 0 of plus range card, and then it just pumping itself up on its own. So 98.38, but that's pretty much what I got to get there. Lab 0. And because I rushed it, I did not increase my shockwave size. So I'm a little bit of a oops on that. Well, maybe. Let's see here. What is my shockwave size? Oh, okay, I already have it at max. So no, I am good. I guess I haven't touched my shockwave size in like a week. So, good, bad, I don't know. But yeah, just so you can see here. Oh, what? Why is it 42? Oh, wait. Why is it? That doesn't seem right. I think the slider for this should be down. I don't know why it shows. Yeah. Because if that was actually applying, it would be like way larger. So I'll have to check it later. Helps, yeah, I could see it. I know that the attack speed issue isn't completely solved, but tournaments run so long anyways, and I don't think I have any competition in this bracket, so I'm probably not going to check it down to... No, actually, there's, the attack speed fix, helped out a lot, but I know that there's some data out there that suggests it's not like 100% fix for the attack speed, but it's a lot, like way better than it used to be. So there is a little validity in actually doing one-time scheme speed, but I'm not going to do it. there's a limit to what I will and will not do, and the return on investment for doing one-time speed and my sanity is just nah. And I've got another maybe 3K waves to go. Probably a little bit less before I have to worry about that. Yeah. Probably mostly trying to get the buff out for Chain Lightning Amp as soon as possible. On and off PS10. I just keep it on. Ooh, and I don't have that orbital augment module. Looks like Jammin is using it right now, and ooh, that thing is pretty. Yeah, it's been a while. I was sick. And you'll probably hear me every now and then cough just throughout this stream because I'm still recovering. So that's been rather obnoxious, but getting better. Yeah. Just crazy busy with work and getting sick and a bunch of stuff in life. Oh, speaking of, tomorrow I will be recording a video with, God, my brain's having a brain fart right now, with Sleek, and that'll be over on his channel for this week. What did you choose for your target priorities for these battle conditions? You're not going to find infinite wisdom on this one, because unfortunately I just tend to go with closest. I might actually have something else separate. Let's see here. Yeah, I have elites and closest. Fleets you can't really target, so that doesn't doing anything. So yeah, just elites and then closest. If I could target priority, on fleets, maybe I would do a mix in there, but... And it also really also depends on your build too, and you know what enemies are the biggest threat to you. So maybe you would do better with like targeting fast as your target priority, because whatever reason. Let's see. I haven't actually checked the battle conditions. Usually I don't, but or at least I haven't been trying very hard recently. So Protector Ultimate, that definitely tells me it's a good thing to have Black Hole up and active. Now what I could do, which would probably be a good thing, let's see here. So these are okay. I'm going to let's see if this will be a better setup. So what I just did was changed it. So, oh no, timing isn't going off how I wanted it to. Let's try to redo this. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of overlay. So Black Hole and Stunbot kind of go off. Well, not Stunbot, but Thunderbot. No, they're going off at the same time. Okay, let's see how once okay, that went down, Thunderbot went up. Okay, it's close enough. Trying to get a little bit of overlap between two vulnerability windows. So, and I plan on doing a video on that. I don't know when, but just talking about like how can you benefit or work around different vulnerability windows to try to get kind of plug some of the holes in your build. But right now, since I can't have Black Hole up 100% of the time, which is really nice against ultimate protectors, I can use Thunderbot to kind of patch that hole in between a little bit. And 2.8k waves. Nice. But let's see, what else do we have? We've got ultimate tanks, death defy down, enemy level skip. These are pretty standard. Okay, yeah. So big threat is going to be Protector Ultimate, protecting enemies and just letting them just completely ignore some of my CC. Actually, let me queue up. Let's go to maybe YouTube, or no, yeah, YouTube music. Maybe I can get it set up from there. Got a couple options here. Let me see. I'm trying a bunch of different ones. Let's see here. Yeah, I kind of like this one. And then I'm going to repeat. Sweet. Now we've got some background music. It's nice and chill out. Is the new mod good? Yeah, let me. I think as far as the new mod goes, I would say the best use scenario. Ooh, that's a little bit loud. Even though I turned it way down. There we go. Can I turn this? There we go. So it doesn't feel like my brain is getting overridden by the music. It's really good if you don't have Chain Lightning Plus and you have high-end Chronofield, like Chronofield Plus, because enemies are going to be circled into the black hole, and then they just bunch up, and then enemies can like skid along and just go directly to your tower. So actually having a tool that does % of your wave damage, or, you know, the base enemy health kind of damage, I think is actually really, really good for, like, if you're at that stage of the game. Does it make more of the... How much are you making at this point? Because I think right now I am making... What was it? I'll just pop it up. About 1.32 big cube an hour. Granted, my build is totally in shambles right now because I'm in a transition period where I'm hoping when I do the big module pull stream, I'll get 3 copies of Dimension Core. And if that happens, then I'll actually be able to fix and put my build where it needs to be. But right now, it's just... It'll take a ton of reroll shards to roll a new core and all that other stuff, so yeah. The time has come. How many coins per hour are you making? Nice. Congrats. Yeah, my build is totally in shambles right now. And on Tuesday, Wednesday, I forgot to roll the tournament. And this was like the first tournament that I've actually forgotten about. And was like almost 4 years of playing this game? 3-4 years? Something like that. I have not pulled the new armor yet, but I see some other people have it, and it looks really, really pretty, and that was kind of my take on it, just from what I saw. Ultimate Weapon Plus. What would be my last one? My very, very last one would definitely be Black Hole Plus. It's in such a bad spot right now. Smart Missiles or Inner Landmine Plus. I would say... Here, let me go through everything here. So Black Hole, absolutely, like, Black Hole Plus is... Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. Fuck, that's a hard question. I would probably prioritize Inner Landmine Plus over Smart Missile Plus. But I also know that it's like... Eventually I kind of want Smart Missile Plus. And eventually I'm probably going to have to max out. Even though the return on investment's not all that great. Possibly being able to get more blasts out to possibly kill... fleets would be the biggest motivator for Smart Missile Plus. But right now, assist mods are just so good that I'm not going to be investing in ultimate weapons for a while. And probably by the time that people can start investing into assist mods, you're probably not going to be touching the main set of ultimate weapons for a while. Depends on so many reruns. Oh, okay. First two being yeah, first two being GT Plus and Chronofield Plus. And I'm almost on the side of like GT Plus until you get to the point where you can get assist mods, and you might need Chronofield Plus to do that. And that might be like level 5 to 7 is usually when you start feeling the effects of Chronofield Plus a little bit. But once you can start actually getting assist mods, then the power from those are like masteries all over again. So it's they're really, really good. And of course, the more module shards that you have, the better off they are. So most people have to get into GT Plus a little bit before they're able to get to the point where they can get assist mods. It really depends too, because if somebody's in a position where they're really struggling to get keys, investing into core and or canon might be the difference in bumping them up enough so that they can actually start getting keys. So in some case scenarios, I would. And everyone's situation is a little bit different too. Because those keys are going to enable them to get some of the automation going, like demon mode and all of that. So, yeah. Focusing on economy. Okay. Yeah, economy's like... I would say economy is super, super important, and it still retains its validity, going on, but it slowly starts to lose some of its value. Not completely, but it's like right where I'm at right now, investing in damage is probably going to be more beneficial than straight up econ. Well, I have Fortress Mastery, but I don't know if it's something to focus on. But like the main chunk of masteries are super important, and then assist mods is really, really nice. Is free to play, have low stones, so I have to prioritize any step with hard. Yeah, absolutely. And RSK, yeah, it's really, really tough because then you're competing with people who are able to get as much stones maybe in like one stone pack as you are in like a week. And so it's really hard to compete versus that. Maybe in the beginning when I first started, it wasn't too bad because I think it was every 3 weeks that you could get a stone pack. So like now it's every other week, plus you've got the 5 monthly, and yeah. So it's a lot more. Getting 9 ultimate weapons. Nice. And yeah, assist mods is a great investment. So I would not deter anyone away from getting assist mods. One-sixth of the minimum wage for like a month? Or like a week? Or like an hour? What's a month? Yeah. No, there's some countries that really struggle because of conversion. There was actually another player, Skya or something like that. He was pretty up there as far as the rankings, and I think he's over in Brazil, I think. But he said something at one point, and they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll reassess how much we're charging people with this currency," and then they bumped up the price, and it made it totally unaffordable for him. So he ended up quitting, which was kind of sad because he was doing pretty well. He was up there within like the top 50. So yeah, I feel it for you. I mean, if rent was basically backdoor deal. Skyer, or did you mean Sky? Because I know Sky was definitely getting the backroom deals before all of the stores came out, which I think Fuds basically pushed all the backroom deals out into the stores so everyone could use it and no one would be salty. So I don't think he really does them anymore, except for like, I might have been like the last person who was able to do sort of a backroom deal, but that was for the giveaways that I did last year for Christmas. And the steps that I had to go through to even do that was such a pain in the ass. It was like talking to one of the head mods over on Discord, and then a month later, or maybe it was like 2 months later, I was finally able to talk to Fuds because there was some miscommunication, and then I think it was like an extra, like there was even more miscommunication, so there wasn't like another month until everything was finalized. And then after I did the giveaway, it was like another month until all the packs went out to everyone. So that was a hot mess. Yeah, the event boosts are really good. No, it's just a currency conversion. So if the currency doesn't convert well from a country, then they get charged a lot more than other countries do, which really sucks. But it's global economics, I guess. I don't know. But the event boosts are really good. Yeah. Or if you occasionally get a pack, maybe waiting until like the Black Friday or Christmas ones, because that'll also have medals in them. And actually having a good coin bot is really important, I think. Yeah, Ampre, I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know what Fuds has done as far as like what his daily life is like. He's got quite a few games, so. And given the little bit of a conversation that I have with him, he's probably brewing more game ideas in the background. But he's also probably at a point where he might be able to unload some of his ideas and the work onto somebody else, and he just sits back a little bit more into the managerial position. It's funny, I'm watching Jammin over here, and it looks like he's just barely holding off this scatter. Like he's just barely pushing this thing back on his alt account. It's kind of funny to watch. Oh, it looks like Bonzo finished his stream. So maybe it's just me and Jammin who are streaming right now? So, let's see. Yeah. I think that would make it more appealing. But I don't know the analytics side. And he's probably relying on analytics, I would think. Maybe, I don't know. Localized pricing would be ideal. Just be like, okay, here's the standard income in a region. But then there's VPNs as well, so I don't know. I think VPNs would be the argument on why he would probably avoid that. It's definitely not something that's in my professional training. Yeah, yeah. Trying to get myself more comfortable. Because now that I have the door closed, even though it's freezing outside, two computers in here actually heats up the room quite a bit. All right. Ooh. But yeah, I was super happy that I finally figured out how to sort of get chat shown on the stream. Yeah. Yeah, there will always be a loophole. Yeah. Who can afford the stonebacks? You're probably selling less for a higher price. And yeah, it's that trying to figure out where that supply and, well, not even supply demand, but like income to willingness to purchase kind of meet. So not even a supply demand, but a pricing to willingness. And then once you maximize that crossover, then that's the sweet spot. I win the lottery sometimes, and nah, like, it's crazy how fast money can disappear. And just like being unemployed for like 2 months can just totally fuck your finances. I just like, yeah. You'd be like, hey, I'm at this job for like several months, and you get laid off, and you're like, any progress that I made in my life just got reset because I'm not working for like 1 or 2 months. So, yeah. I don't think there will be a time in my life when I am not working just because of how fast money disappears out the window. Unless you go like total hermit mode, you disconnect yourself from everything online and everything in the world, maybe the monthly budget would be manageable, but I don't know. I'd rather work a little bit and then enjoy the rest of my time than just sitting around looking at a plastic, like a plastic wall, but a white wall, and being bored out of my mind. Unless you live somewhere where there's like a lot of nice hiking spots, in which case, yeah, that would be nice. Milestones get pretty neat prices. You have more hardcore players at the higher tiers. You probably have proven their... Yeah. I mean, at least for like what you're paying versus like a stone pack, you'll get more out of the milestone packs, I think. I'm pretty sure the conversion or ROI is better on the milestone packs, but you also have to get some of those milestones to get the stones out of them to make it worthwhile. Ramen noodles and sleeping in tent. Dude, I tried ramen noodles for 1 weekend. Like, I went to a convention, I was having like a cup of ramen. By the end of that convention, I was craving actual food so much that, and like, I was a cheap ass motherfucker in college, like super cheap. And I gave in. I was like, I need actual food. And I spent money on a premium to get like actual decent food. And it was the best tasting food in my life. And ever since then, it's like something changed in my body where like I can foods that have more nutritional value taste better to me. Or like if I'm starving for certain nutrients, like I can tell that I need to eat a certain food more than something else. So it was, yeah, I've got a story for the ramen noodles. Just to get projects in me, but I need the time to enjoy my life. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a trade-off. It's like, yeah, overtime is nice. It might even put you into a higher tax bracket, so you might actually be overall getting less. Um, so you have to be careful with that. But yeah, gotta have a little bit of life too. Life is a weird thing where it's you make more and more money and it costs you more and more in taxes until it costs you a lot less in taxes. But most people aren't going to be able to hit that point. Some spinach. Yeah. But then you're actually putting in, some things that have some actual nutritional value into it. So it's not the ramen that you're getting the nutritional value out of, it's all the other things. But yeah, there's sometimes that my wife will make some. It'll be like some ramen stuff mixed in with some other stuff, and it's really, really good. Click my gems. Yeah. I actually like what I do. Um, it just sometimes when I'm working too much, it does get really exhausting. And this week was definitely one of those weeks where I was working really, really a lot. And my body was pretty exhausted too. I also think in my area, because it's getting into snow season, it hasn't quite snowed yet, but this morning when I went outside, there was some buckets that we had that were full of water that was frozen. So it's freezing out there. I think something about like the really cold weather just draws the moisture out of the house. And I've been waking up, like, even though I drink a lot during the day and even into the night, I think it like pulls some of the moisture out of the house. And so I've been waking up with like dehydration and stuff. So my sleep hasn't been all that great. When you're a child, you have energy and time, but lack money. As an adult, you have money, energy, but lack time. You have money and time, but lack energy. So true. So true. Yeah, I'll probably work until I fall over dead. So I like what I do, and it also keeps me moving and somewhat active. I say somewhat active because sometimes I get injured doing what I do, but yeah. And I'm not completely in shape, but it kind of sort of keeps me in shape. Yes and no at the same time. Are you a stuntman? No, I am not a stuntman. I do a lot of rehab for people who are coming out of motor vehicle accidents. Was not investing in Bitcoin in 2009. Well, you know, I can't blame you for that. It was, on one hand, it was like, it was a meme. People didn't think it would actually go into anything. And then, yeah. So people are injured in motor vehicle accidents. I work with the attorneys and work with the clients to get them better and get them paid and all that fun stuff. To make money, have money, you just had to work. Things are cheaper nowadays, more expensive, but we're smarter about how to make money. Yeah. So like back in the day, we didn't have games like this that were bleeding us of our money. Maybe we'd have like one that we'd get like an NES game, and you know, that would last us a couple months, maybe, until we finally beat it and got bored of it, and then we move on to the next game. What wave do I think I will get? I've been getting around wave 5,400-ish, so that's kind of my assumption, is I'll probably be somewhere in there. I did stagger my my black hole and my stun-bot, so that'll make it a little bit better, I think. Yeah, it was like once a month treat. I know some families are constantly eating out. We actually don't eat out that often. Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, there's different things that we do that'll spend our money, and yeah, growing up, like once every month or couple months, our family would go out and eat, and I think that kind of carried on to adulthood. My wife and I don't eat out a whole lot. I mean, the last time we did was because we were trying to do our someone that gets 2 to 3 times every day. Ooh. Got miss all 3 to 5 waves, personal best. Hey, congrats on your personal best. I think it's more about comparing your progress to yourself more than other people's as far as the enjoyment factor. Live. Eating out is cheaper than cooking for yourself. I don't know. And welcome, Seven. Well, last year, a little more than I got my paper app, but not many more games. Yeah. Well, video games were a great return on investment, at least when I was a kid, compared to like going out to arcades, because that was the other alternative. And like within one day at an arcade, you would spend way more than you would spend on like a console game, and that would keep you entertained for days and days and weeks and, you know, months. Eating out is never cheap. You can make more food with the same money. Me and my wife can spend like 7 days a week. We shop deals. Yeah. Yeah, it also depends on what stores. If you're shopping at some of the expensive places, that can be more expensive. Just because the cover looked cool and still playing them even if they sucked. Good times. Dude, I played. So during the week, I was not allowed to play video games. So the TV would go from my room back to my parents during the weekdays, and then I'd be able to take it back into my bedroom during the weekends. So during the weekday, what I did was I plugged in my headphones to the Sega Genesis, and I played Sonic the Hedgehog. Or at least I could only do it up to like the first end of the first world, or the first series of stages. When you first, after you finally beat the first version of Robotnik, I was able to do it completely without actually needing to actually have a monitor. I could just do it from the audio. The crazy stuff I do as a kid to play video games, even though I wasn't allowed to. Publix, which is more expensive store, but they have really good quality produce. Oh, okay. And that's also a trade-off. If you're going to some of the more expensive places, or you're finding like a farmer that, let's say, that they don't use pesticides when they grow their crops. You get your crops right from the farmer, or the produce right from the farmer, and sometimes that could save you money as far as getting better quality. Are the ones you don't complete? Longest lifespan. Yeah, that's like everything on my Epic account. Because I'll try to get the weekly or, free game or whatever from that, but I often miss it. But yeah, that list is pretty long of incompleted games. And then there was one game that I got. It was like you're playing as like a kaiju that's going through time and stuff. And it was a pretty fun game. But after I beat it with the main monster, then I was like, oh, there's different storylines and different play styles with all the different monsters. So did I really complete the game? And Path of Exile was a pleasant surprise for me with the seasons where you reset and go back to 0. Ooh. No, it wasn't. It was like a Giga something, but it was kind of like Rampage. Let me pull up my library here. Gigapocalypse. Yeah, I only have like 3 games that I've actually played on my my Epic game account, and that's Satisfactory, Brotato, and Gigapocalypse. Oh wait, no, there were some other games. Let's go down the long list of games that I've not touched to find the ones that I've actually touched. Wait a second. I had that game and I never installed it, and I bought it on Steam. Son of a... I just realized that I had a game on Epic and I had already bought it on Steam. That's a little frustrating. I think there was like 1 or 2 other games I played. Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced? I didn't even know I had that on my Epic account. Castlevania collection. I haven't played that. I would like to play that. Wow, I've got so many games on this. I haven't kept track of all this stuff that I've gotten from Epic. This is a replayable series where you can throw 200. Oh yeah. The only Monster Hunter game I played was on the PSP, and that game was hella difficult. Oh yeah, well, RuneScape has just a ridiculous completion time. I mean, just getting one skill up to 99 is just awful long. Yeah, my wife played it for a long time, and she never got anywhere close to finishing, like, even a single skill. So I do have Deus Ex Mankind Divided on my Epic account. I didn't play it on Epic. I played it on Steam, but I beat that one. That was a hell of a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the Deus Ex games. Let's see. So that's maybe 3? Oh, I didn't know I had shapes on this. I'm going to install that. Oh, hopefully that didn't give me issues. Rise of Industry. I haven't played that. That would be kind of fun, I think. Dishonored Death of the Outsider? I should play that. Thank you for mentioning that I should check out my Epic account. Granted, it's probably going to be a long time before I actually look at these. Oh, and there's some of the old Fallout games, which would be fun. Those are super tough and frustrating. Newer ones are not nearly as hard, but still feel epic. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was... The PSP Monster Hunter game was just horribly difficult. The game... So I played the Diablo 2 and 3. Yeah, I played a lot on Diablo 2. Yeah, pretty decent amount in 3 as well. But when I played, would you want to do a 1-year update video on Pump Up the Tower? I might be able to return to that series if everything slows down this winter. But I don't know if this winter is going to slow down enough to give me the time to actually be able to do that. Terrible PSP controls didn't. Yeah, that's true. Dude, I played... When I played WoW, it was between Burning Crusade and Cataclysm. Those were the good chunk of my playtime in WoW. And the most fun I had was during Wrath of the Lich King. My wife and I would get together and we would do our Friday night raids at night. And like I would organize the raid and I'd be the main tank, she'd be the main tank healer, and we get another healer that was really good at just like healing everyone else in the party and raid, and she'd help out a little bit too. And yeah, it was usually once it starts snowing, people don't want to go anywhere. So things tend to slow down. And I had a new client that walked in actually yesterday and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, okay. And they left. So maybe more of those will happen or people just won't show up. We'll see. Dude, I got some old Fallout games that I would like to... I always wanted to play some of the older Fallout games. It's just the time. Let's see, well, how far am I in this list? Okay, I do see BioShock Infinite. I did finish that, but that was on Steam. But I got that on Steam way before I got it on Epic. I never played Borderlands 3, but it's over here. That would be kind of fun. XCOM 2 I completed. Lich King was the best. Yeah. Unfortunately, all we got was we got up to Sindragosa, but doing that on a fairly, like, just a weekly raid group, I think is pretty good. So we started on, yeah, I think it was Friday night. And then I think we do like a Saturday night one just to make a little bit more progress, or maybe a bunch during Saturday. I don't remember. But yeah, it was fun. And some of the new people that would join, they'd be like, wait a second, is the main tank dancing while he's tanking the boss? And I'd be like, oh, you noticed, huh? No. Sindragosa was the frost dragon. That was the boss before Arthas. So it was like the boss before the last boss of that expansion. And usually I think it was more, we were just so tired by the time we got to that boss during that evening that that we were just like knocking out. I heard good things about Borderlands 4. But I feel like I would need to dedicate myself to that for a little while. And yeah, it's just the time factor. Okay, it looks like I'm pulling up page 5 out of 8. I did play Aliens Isolation, but I did not beat it. That was another one that I have on an Epic. I might have beaten Galactic Civilizations 3. That was a really long time ago that I played some of those games. I know that there's some... I'm going to have to go all the way to page 8. There was a game, 20XX, which was kind of like a Mega Man game. I did play that. I almost beat it, but I didn't quite beat it. So maybe that's not 3 games. I think it's only 2 games that... So 1, 2, 3... Ark Survival. But I played that on Borderlands 2. I played the hell out of that game. I love Borderlands 2. Telltale, Walking Dead, Borderlands, not Walking Dead. But Borderlands 2, I played a hell of a lot of. I loved it. I was mostly playing Gunzerker or the Siren. And I had I main the Gunzerker, so I think it was between like a slag pistol that was one of Moxie's quest drops, and then my other hand I would have the pistol that would shoot out the exploding rounds. I'm just reading through in my head. Mega Man X6 a lot, yeah. X4 was I loved X4. I played a lot of X4. And then as far as like soundtracks, Mega Man 2. I like the soundtrack to Mega Man 2 a lot. X6 had really good songs though. If I'm remembering which one that was. Time to check out Path of Exile 2 for me. I was afraid. I like it. Whoops, 300 hours gone. No. That sounds like you're only a tenth of the way through. You need to hit the 3,000 hour mark. That's when you know that the game's really got you. That was Skyrim. That was definitely Skyrim. Skyrim, Warframe, Parasite Eve, the first one. I played a lot of that. Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire. I think it was Breath of Fire 3. I played a lot of. Streets of Rage 2. I actually might have a CD of that. I might actually have that soundtrack on CD down in my basement. Civilization. Oh, let's not even get started on Civilization murdering your time. You're like, oh, an hour's gone by. And like your parents are like, no, you missed an entire day. You have not eaten or drinking or even pissed for an entire day. And you're like, but it was just 1 hour, right? No, you were bitching about Gandhi trying to murder you. I love Civilization. I mean, I haven't played in a really long time, but like the first Civilization was like so many hours. Yeah, it was definitely Chrono Trigger. Oh, Final Fantasy Tactics. Actually, my favorite version was on the PSP because you could link up with your friends, and they had some extra missions, and some of them were really, really hard. So you had to build some of your characters up like to be an absolute beast, and that took a lot of time. And I did that with Agrias and the Dragon Lady, where she starts out as a dragon and then she becomes human. Beowulf's wife eventually, or girlfriend. I forgot her name. It's been a long time. Of arcade games, it was one of the Ninja Turtle games. Where it was like a sort of side-scroller pseudo, but kind of like Streets of Rage kind of thing. Yeah, Turtles in Time. Love that. Love that game in the arcade. Like that was good times. Died so many times, but it was just like, oh, nothing a quarter can't fix. But my parents didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't do that very much. But I got a little, I had fun. I really enjoyed it. Damn, that takes me back. Trying to think of what other old games. I did like the Zelda games. I think out of the Zelda games, the one that I spent the most time on was the Game Boy version. And then there was a similar game called Alundra on the PlayStation. And Alundra was super hard. It was like Zelda times 10 in difficulty. Until you got the bombs. And then you were cheesing bosses with bombs, which is still difficult. And then the jumps on for the puzzles were horrifically overly difficult. Mortal Kombat I didn't really have access to aside from one of my neighbors had it, so he got really good at it and I sucked, but I still liked it. I played more of Capcom versus SNK as far as the fighting games go. That was no, Guilty Gear. I think it was one of the like Guilty Gear, like the second one or something that I played a lot of. And it was before they had like the remix versions of it. Randomizer is a lot of fun if you're into that sort of things. Link to the Past, that was because it was Link's Awakening, I think, was the Game Boy version that I played. Link to the Past, that was the Super Nintendo version, right? Doom from the early 90s. I sucked on Doom. I sucked on Doom. I don't know what it was, but it was just... I did play it. I didn't play it a whole lot, though. It might have been an access problem. Yeah, Super Nintendo for Link to the Past. Yeah. A Boy and His Blob for Game Boy. I never beat it. My English was too bad. Still haunts me. Yeah, Link's Awakening actually haunted me for a while. I didn't realize that you could push blocks. So it was like, I sent a letter to Nintendo Power, asking how did I get through this one room? And they said some stuff, but they didn't say what I needed to do. In the return letter from Nintendo Power, I'm like, how do I get across, past this puzzle piece? And, which was actually really cool that they did that. Because that probably meant that, whoever was answering some of the questions had to, like, sit down and play the game. And then eventually, like, one day I was just pressing one of the blocks, and I was just walking around, and I accidentally pressed one of the blocks, and it moved. And then I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I can actually move a block. I thought it was like an immovable piece. of the stage. And then after that, like the game by went pretty quick, and I finished it. But I still remember to this day, I learned the word famished from that game. I'm trying to... Kwame... Noles? Kwame Noles? I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. The Switch version of League of Legends fixed a lot of control issues, or should I... Oh, I didn't know that they had a Switch version of it. We actually have a Switch, so more often than I'm willing to admit with Link's Awakening to be on to make the forest move. Divine inspiration stuck in a part of a game. Oh. I think I get my divine inspiration when I'm just playing a game too much. And I get just like, you know, your brain starts going on the deep dive on it. And that's when you do crazy or silly things, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And there was a... Let's see. Life Williams aiming for 500 was a while, like Benzo said. Nice. Yeah, he's at a better spot to make recommendations on that than I am at this point, since he's closer to that stage of the game. But the big thing is just the labs for the wall. Getting good labs for that so the walls actually does something is really useful. Pausing in late dungeons to switch your sword for boots, feathers. Made game for revision a bit of a slog. Nah. So much cash for a wall. Yeah. Yeah, it needs an investment before it's good. Especially because you're probably going to be using it for effective hit point stuff. Since we're talking about like sort of retro game related stuff, our landmine is good. Kind of yes, kind of no. Better for tournaments and better if you have the landmine stun card, as well as, you know, eventually the mastery for it. But as far as like damage, not really. Horrendous Ninja Gun, yeah. Before you go, yeah. Some of those games, like you play it, you get so hyper focused. Like there's a period of getting hyper focused on those games where you're actually good, and then you play it for too long, and because you've been playing it for so long, you're starting to get progressively worse. Yeah, you have to take breaks with some of those games. And I imagine that's kind of how it is with, not Dead Space. Some of the Souls games, which I haven't played, but I'm assuming that, because it's notoriously difficult, that you would just have to take breaks here and there to just kind of clear your head and just get back to it with a fresh mind. I think the hardest game that I played, maybe. Well, I know Alundra was considered extremely difficult, but I think the game that I had a harder time with was Super Meat Boy, which had a great soundtrack. I love the soundtrack for Super Meat Boy, but that game was horrendously difficult. And I would definitely hit that time period of playing it too long where you're just like, you just start sucking at it. Stones on. Deathwave cooldown to sync with. You could also use Multiverse Nexus, but I personally like actually having a natural sync. That way you can use smart missiles to clear out your black holes of enemies that are tied in with protectors. Silksong. That's a newer game. Yeah, I haven't played that one. Super Mario World from the Super NES. Played a lot. Getting my Super Nintendo was a weird spot in my life. So I had the Nintendo, and I had the Game Boy for a really, really long time. My parents wouldn't let me get any of the newer consoles. And so I was collecting Star Wars, kind of like Magic the Gathering kind of cards, but it was Star Wars. It was like a hybrid between like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, I guess you would call it. And one of my friends was big into Magic the Gathering and those games. And so one day he's like, I'll trade you my Super Nintendo for your Star Wars cards. And I thought to myself, my parents didn't say anything about trading to get a new video game console. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. So I traded and I walk home happily. I'm like, hey, Mom, guess what? I got a Super Nintendo. My mom's like, I told you couldn't buy that. And I'm like, I didn't buy it. I traded for it. And the dumbfounded of like, fuck, I just got lawyered by my son. Just hit her face. It was priceless. I'll never forget that moment. And it was just like, carry on. So after that point, I was able to get on Oregon trails. Yeah. Being able to play Oregon trails at school, that was the jam. Like every moment that you're like, okay, I'm gonna stock up on extra bullets. So every moment that I get, I can go hunting and I can get food and I'll have plenty of supplies to survive the entire trip. And it's like, as long as you were good at like the hunting side of the game, you're pretty much set. You wouldn't get dysentery and die as easily. Let's see. Was it Super Mario World that had the raccoon where you could change into the stone? Because that was always like my end game. I always wanted the raccoon suit so I could turn into stone. In hindsight, it changed being able to. No. It was definitely a good trade to get the Super Nintendo for me. I got the Super Nintendo. I got Chrono Trigger. I got a couple other games. Some of Final Fantasy 2, which I think is actually like Final Fantasy 4 in Japan. The cartridge had some issues where after like a long time of playing, it would reset the save file. So because of that, I never was able to beat that one, but I got very, very close. I was at the very last dungeon. And Final Fantasy 3, which was Final Fantasy 6, I played a lot of that. That was fun. So I got a lot of enjoyment out of the Super Nintendo. So I think that was a great trade. I don't remember if I had Super Mario Brothers for the Super NES though. But I think I got the Zelda game in there, so it was really good. Don't forget to turn the screen off when the teacher came by. It didn't matter. Everyone was playing games in that lab in my school. So it was just like everyone had some fun time to play on the computers. And I guess when I was really super young, when Oregon Trail was a thing, I was pretty aggressive as a kid. Like I'd get into fights and all sorts of issues, and like finally they made a deal with me where it was like I could play on the computer, and if I was good for that day. Shaq Fu. No, I haven't played Shaq Fu. I think one of the worst games I've ever played, because it felt like my brains were getting bled out during the entire progress of playing the game, was a game called Herc's Adventures for I think it was the PS1. But going back to the story, so yeah, there was a period in my life where I was like, I guess I was almost like a bully, or something. I was fighting with kids all the time. And so I just got into this like, okay, I'm just going to focus today. I'm going to be really good. And I was able to play the games at the end of the day. And that was probably one of the biggest moves that got me into video games. But also probably one of the big things that just, as a really young kid, that just flipped my life around. So. Because I was a bad boy. Final Fantasy 9 disc got damaged. Oh, no. With freeze in the cutscene before the final boss. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I let a friend borrow, it was the Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness CD. And he returned it to me, damaged. And I was like, dude, you need to give me a new one because you damaged my CD. It was like, I don't need to do that. And so I was like, well, screw you. And yeah. But I was really careful about my game discs. Still say you're a bully whenever you join a bracket with them. Yeah, I get that from time to time. Not too often, though. Like usually people are pretty cool. They're like, oh, shoot, Coronavirus here. Like, we can actually see him, stepping up the waves, and yeah. I'm just going to make sure that YouTube is being... Okay, good. I don't want YouTube doing some crazy shenanigans. Oh, I can close that window. Oh, but let's see. My memory card did not load my game anymore. Okay. Talking about data getting wiped. My sister, like, I overkilled. Like, played to death. Chrono Trigger. Where I had, like, almost, I think I had, like, just about, if not all, like, my magic shards maxed out on all my characters on Chrono Trigger. And my sister deleted that file. Like, still to this day, I will never forget. I mean, maybe I'll forgive, but, like, I'll never forget. Time to go to bed and feel old. Welcome to the party, brother. Just revel in it. It's experiences. It's you know, it's good times sometimes for the nostalgia. But yeah, well, we'll see how far this tournament goes. Was a kid 1 star away from being wipe my save lit. Oh, that's painful. But yeah, it was Final Fantasy 2 also, just because of the broken memory on the cartridge wiped my save file when I was like midway through the last dungeon. That was painful. Trying to think if there were any other times. I think I still have probably my save file for Diablo 2 on a floppy disk, but I don't think there's any attachments or anything where you could download that file off of that floppy disk anymore. Like, I'd probably have to find a computer repair place and be like, hey, could you rip this file off this floppy disk and put it on a USB drive for me so I can actually upload it onto, and play Diablo 2 again, if it's even playable. I don't even know if the newer systems will even let you play Diablo 2. Not to mention, I think all my gear would be totally screwed up. Opinions on the state of tournaments? Are they too long, just fine, or something else? Well, they're pretty long for me right now. They're definitely in the too long category. For everyone else, I don't think it's too bad, but for the top end guys, it definitely is. So I'm hoping. I think the best case scenario is I'm hoping that soon we'll have another tournament bracket, which will make it easier for people to access keys. That's kind of my hope. I don't know what Tech Tree actually has planned though, so. But I have a feeling that there's a little bit of pushback where Fuds doesn't exactly want to do that. Looks like Jamin Forever finished his stream. So let's see. Is there anyone else who's also... Oh, it looks like Tequila Man is streaming his stuff. Looks like he's using the Spada skin on one of his towers, and he's got a pin one in another. New bracket would be great, but not wanting to increase the stones everyone gets. Yeah, not wanting to increase the stones, not wanting to increase the keys. Because I know that Fuds wants people to spend money to be able to access those. So even though I feel like eventually you hit a point where you need access to those so that you can get the bare minimum of just, making the use out of masteries and all that stuff. So, but hopefully his opinions will change. And Ampre, say hello to them over on Tequila Man's channel. Possible farm higher tiers without the auto restart at least. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can farm them. The auto restart is nice. I wouldn't say it's impossible. But like being able to get like the auto refresh on the demon mode or auto nuke are super important. Yeah. Let's see if I move this over here. Figured I'll say hi to Tequila, even though I can't hear him. How long to get to Champling from when you first started? So when I first started, there wasn't even a Champ League. I think I just barely got into Plats for a while, and then eventually they released Champion League. But, it took a while for me to get there. I think there's actually a little bit of a history on tower.lol. So you might be able to look me up and see. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm afraid if I open up any more windows, I might crash my computer. I tend to have too many windows up. Trying to get gold, trying to get into plat. It's probably a lot easier nowadays because people are just pushing through some of those earlier ranks. So very lazy. Yeah, and AFK at this game. Restart is actually necessary for any runs. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely, because I've been able to AFK a lot more, I've become a lot more lazy with it. So I'll have the remote into my computer and bloop. Yeah, there's an auto restart. It's in the vault, if I recall. So you have to get into Legends League and start getting keys from Legends to be able to access the vault and get the rewards out of there. There's a lot of stuff in there that's really nice. Extra card slots, gem stacking, no time soon. Yeah, fair. And it also depends on like how much somebody is spending. So if they're free to play, it's going to take them longer. And if somebody's paying, then You know, they jump through the brackets fairly quickly. But I think it was like 3 months until they started, like actually getting the stone packs. I got the no ads pretty early though. It was like after the maybe 2 weeks I got no, it was like after 1 week. I got the no ads pack. And then it was about a month or two. I got the other 2 packs. And I think around that time I got like one gem pack or something. And then kind of regretted it afterwards because it was like, oh, that didn't really do much. I think it helped me rush game speed. Chain lightning or spotlight? Personally, I would kind of lean towards spotlight for the coins, because the coins are going to let you build up your effective hit points better, and the chain lightning will be later on. Now, if you have dimension core fairly early on, it's a tough one. I know. But I would lean more towards spotlight. Oh, for the spotlight form? Yeah. Or do you just mean to unlock it in general? For the 4th light. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's a... You're pretty much guaranteed to have the boss in spotlight at any particular point. So if you have that 4th light, if you only have 3, you might miss a boss completely. And then the spotlight won't do anything. That's assuming you don't have Chrono Field Plus, but yeah. Yeah, fourth one is super, super nice. Even though it's horrifically expensive. Just with the starter packs. Started in September, so... It also depends on, like, you know, when did you get different ultimate weapons? So if you got, like, GT fairly early on, along with all the rest of your Econ ultimate weapons, that'll speed things up. And also my journey through that early chunk of the game is different than what people are going through nowadays. Because when I first came out, Black Hole wasn't even a thing. That didn't come out until much later. So like the big 2 ultimate weapons were just GT and Deathwave. Deathwave for a little bit of econ, but mostly for the hit points, because everything at that time in the game was effective hit point. By 1 pack, you can reduce it about 2 months. Yeah, especially if you buy that one like stone pack really early on, that really throttles you forward. GTP spotlight chain lightning. Nice. Yeah, that's how it used to work. So you had to devo your damage, um, and hopefully have fairly okayish death wave damage. Like there was a weird bit that you had to go through to be able to slowly build up, and yeah. Well, some of the parts that you're at right now are very effective hit point build kind of centric in the game. So if you're building stuff around effective hit points, then and making sure that your ultimate weapons, or like for the econ, are all synchronized together, those will be good. Econ and health. That's most of the early game. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, going for like the lab, for GT bonus is good. Um, I don't have my GT bonus maxed. Once you get into Ultimate Weapon Plus, Golden Tower Duration is going to give you much more value than GT bonus. You'll get a lot more for getting more like death wave effect waves than you will even coming close to maxing Golden Tower bonus. Eventually, but the biggest thing is dropping down the cooldowns for your econ ultimate weapons. I think there's some effective pass sheets for econ that are probably good to follow. And those would probably be a really good source. Let me double check here. In my Discord, there's some tools that could be useful. I think my puppy is begging outside my door to go out and play. Yeah, and it gives you, so like it's effectively like an extra 4 seconds. So if because it sends out the waves every 4 seconds, so new mobs that are spawning 4 seconds later, you're going to be able to mark those enemies with the death waves or the effect waves. Yeah. It's sort of like a weird, it's not exactly increasing the duration, but yeah, increasing the duration coverage. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Or the cycle coverage from one cycle of effect waves to the next set. Trying to think of a good verbiage to that would accurately describe that. As far as like, what was the post with all the tools that, there you go. Yeah, it's just kind of like a branch of like, here's a bunch of them here. And I think on, the post right below that with JD and Athian's tools, they've got some good stuff in there as well. Yeah, cooldowns for the econ are really good. Can't go wrong with that. Usually I'm watching anime around this time. Just trying to catch up on whatever the newest stuff is. So I usually don't actually pay attention to how long it actually takes for my tournament runs to go. I'm like, damn, this takes a while. But yeah. After this, I'll do some stuff around the house, do some dishes. Definitely need to do that. Dishes, laundry. Probably get some more sleep because I've been lacking that recently. And then tomorrow I'll be doing the recording with Sleek, just comparing our econ progress. And somewhere if your DW effect waves last longer than your cooldown and you don't have DW plus, you never get W damage. Let's see, effect waves are longer than your... Oh, gotcha. I think how it's supposed to go, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to go. this is the intended, is I think it's supposed to reduce the cooldown between your effect waves. So the total effect waves are still within the cooldown of your death wave. So instead of being 4 seconds, it'll start dipping down that time, I think. But as far as like, is there any bugs? I don't know. There could be. I'm just not aware of it. And I do have DW Plus, so yeah. I wouldn't be able to test that. Unless it was like a bug where if I turned off DW Plus, would that allow me to experience that bug? I don't know. If it was. But I haven't really heard anyone complaining about DW damage at all, so... And I've seen it feels like it's been useful against ultimate tanks sometimes. From Jinkor Asthma Labs. So he's not enough to maintain. Yeah. It's really expensive. I mean, I'm getting to the point where it's like, I think I'm making a little bit more to maintain them. But yeah, they're really expensive. And I think that was kind of the case with masteries as well. So that sounds like maybe it's at a good spot where it was intended to be. Saving it for one more click on GT Plus. Okay. Is that the last level that you're going for right now? Each level on GT Plus definitely adds a lot of value. Good morning, all clouded. It's like 1 hour till noon over here. Not as far as I thought I'd be. I'm at ×5 speed. How long has this been going? Almost 3 hours. So it's going a lot longer than I thought. You can tell how much I just kind of AFK'd this. Just like, oh, I'm just going to click gems. I'm going to click that. I'm not going to pay attention to how long these runs actually take. Morgan, welcome to the party. Just unlocked assist mods. I don't have GT Plus, still a ways away. Which recommends some mild investment in efficiency before pushing ultimate. I'm making around 2Q a day. Yeah, actually, getting up to about like 19-20% of bonus efficiency on the generator mod is not too terribly expensive for each level. So that might be a good starting point, and then maybe push for GT Plus. Yeah. Nick, welcome to the party. Spent 4 hours going from 5 times to 3 times after then back to after wave 2. Yeah. Been doing pretty well, just really busy recently. Had a long work week. And it's been cold and kind of dry inside our house, so I think I turned on it was supposed to be like one of those like diffusers for essential oils, but I put some water in it to spew some water in the air to act as like a little humidifier. So hopefully that keeps a little bit of humidity in our bedroom, so it's not like my wife and I are waking up feeling dehydrated. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some much better sleep. One thing I will mention, like, I don't hear her snoring at all, so maybe it's a really good thing. Setting up for chain lightning, which is 1250 stones. However, should try and get more black hole cooldown. Keep saving for chain lightning. Nick, how's your dimension core? Or do you have one yet? Fishing, do I begin and keep both? Probably start pulling out a crunch or a number for crunching around the 20% mark. Epic, okay. Kind of torn because chain lightning would be helpful for tournaments. Especially since you do have a dimension core, even though maybe it's not all that great. Dimension core is super powerful. You could save up for it. I mean, eventually you're going to have to get it anyway. But, yeah, you could save up for it. I mean, do I know if it's like that's the optimal thing? I'd probably have to like crunch numbers as far as like, oh, this is what you're going to get econ wise if you save that amount towards econ. But eventually you're going to need to pick it up. So eventually you can get GD plus. So yeah, if you're feeling like you want to go for it, and it'll probably help you with your tournament. Chain lightning is not going to help you with your farming, but actually be detrimental towards it in most cases. But yeah. Or if you want to, like, over on the Discord, since I think you're over there, you can drop a picture of your ultimate weapons. Oh, All Cloud, yes. I'm probably going to do the big modules pull stream around the 24th, 25th. So, okay, yeah, I thought you were on the Discord, Nick. So yeah, I'll be doing the module pull stream around the 24th, 25th of the month when the modules hit the main banner, or somewhere around there. So if it's in the middle of work, that'll be difficult. But yeah, I'm going to try to have it somewhere around those days. And then during that, I'll probably announce when I'm going to be doing the Black Friday giveaway. New mod is super strong. Okay. Yeah, I've heard some people really like it. Unfortunately, I didn't save for it. Well, I'm sort of saving for it. I still don't have it. And actually, because I didn't spend for Amplifying Strike, my tournament's performance is also hurting. But I figured, hey, you know, I want to have fun with big pull a bunch of modules kind of party stream, and yeah. Infinity runs with it? I doubt it. I mean, did somebody make or release some stuff for doing infinity runs? Because that's not the percentage of it's just wave damage, or the wave health and damage. So you're not going to be killing, or at least I don't think you could kill fleets with those. Versus elites and bosses, but seems to struggle with fleets. Okay. Bosses, I don't think it would be all that great against, because you're only doing the wave amount of health. But at least it would do like a little bit of damage to fleets. So you probably still need a lot of other tools to make up that damage. But it seems like it would be a really good assist. I know, I might have to pull a second copy of it just in case if I need a second for farming versus tournaments. I don't know. Gotcha. So protector alts. Think chain. Okay. Yeah, I've got Chain Lightning Plus, just not maxed. I will be right back. Give me like 3 minutes. But tournament's still gonna be running anyway. Haven't gotten close, but can't quite make it work yet. All right, I'm back. Just need to put this thing on so I'm not freezing. Ooh. What's the hard counter for Protector Ultimate? Chain Lightning Plus. Chain Lightning Plus, Deathwave Mastery. Or not Deathwave Mastery, Death Ray Mastery. That's really nice. But yeah, as far as like ultimate runs or infinity runs, I don't think that's something that would be enough where that might get nerfed. Because we have the auto restart at this point, so you kind of have the ability to infinitely run anyway. But at a possibly a higher coin rate. Yes, I have all the ultimate weapon pluses. Yeah, my inner landmine plus is level 6. Yeah, I'll just go down and so. And also you can see I've got the pluses on all of these all the way down. So I've got it all for better or for worse. It yes and no. The worst part about it is you're not going to be able to reach fleets consistently with it. But it does do pretty good damage. You can't kill scatters with the amp lab. It's better to just end the run restart. Want to try for science? Yeah, that makes sense. It's funny. I'm just thinking about it because I've got. I'm also watching a Tequila Man stream. I don't have his audio on, so I can't hear what he's saying. But I was just like, huh. I just realized that it's like, yeah, that's the one alcohol that I'm actually resistant to. Not a big fan of the taste, but it takes a lot for that to hit me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that if I rolled for that module, something like that might be doable. Or at least I probably have the bare essentials to make it possible. I wonder if the orb size is also going to affect the electron size of that new new module. That'd be kind of cool. Tequila, man. How's it going, man? Yeah, I've got yours running in the on the side. Ah, shoot. You beat me to it. I was gonna mention that over on your stream. Cause I was like, wait a second. I'm the sixth person to like his stream? Like, come on. Gotta get some more people liking your stream here. There, I asked people on your stream as well to drop you a like. So it looks like 23, no, 21 people are watching you. It was 23. So but yeah, earlier we were reminiscing about old video games and talking about the tower here and there, and I guess some people are doing infinity runs on tier 16. Or does it even matter? Let's find out. It's been a while since I've checked. Yeah, I'll claim this one. Yeah, I think at this point it probably doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep on going and see where that ends me globally, even though it probably really doesn't matter. But, It's like maybe an hour or so to get another 1,000 waves, maybe. Maybe a little bit more than that. Plus a little bit, and then, yeah. And how's the lag for you guys? Is it pretty pretty responsive? Or is there quite a bit of downtime? Hopefully it's not lagging behind too much. Doesn't seem like a terrible delay. Okay. So on the stream settings, there was like a ultra low latency or something. Resistant to tequila. So the first time I drank tequila was at a friend's party, and everyone did like 3 shots, and a bunch of the guys were getting really drunk, and I didn't feel like anything at all. And so later on, I went to a seminar, and all the guys found out like, oh, this guy's never been drunk. Let's get him drunk. And so like 15 tequilas later, I was like, okay, I think it finally hit me. I'm ready to go back to the hotel room. And then just like a light, moderate hangover the following day. But it was like mostly like a little bit of a headache and a little bit of like brain fog, but that was about it. I gotcha. It's been a while since, like, it's been a long while since I've drank anything, but I think if I was gonna drink something to enjoy, it would probably be like a rum, because it's on the sweeter side. That's funny. You made that name at when you were 8. But yeah, since you've got the panda image everywhere, I feel like you need to change your name to Tequila Panda. I think that would be catchy, unless somebody already has that. Or is that that's my monk's name on World of Warcraft? Oh, okay. Man. I have a nice panda tattoo on my arm. Tequila Panda in real life. Nice. Yeah, I see your stream. Oh, maybe there's a little bit of delay here. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Spartan's doing a giveaway. Taking a bunch of the proceeds from everyone using the creator codes, which, by the way, yeah, please, whenever anyone makes a purchase, use whoever's has a creator code, because not everyone has one yet. It really helps out. I already got 6K subs. Yeah, that's pretty big. I don't even know how many I have. How many do I have? Oh, it's not showing me on this page. Let's see if I open it. No, that's... Oh yeah, I don't even have 2K yet. I'm a small fish. I'm a small fish on the YouTubes. Oh, that is not... Not what I wanted to pull up. I think Zerodin has 5K. Damn. And thank you. He had like 4,900. Nice. Very nice. I'm glad that everyone's growing. Most of his subs come from Idol Slayer. I did play that for a long time. I got to the point where you hit the casino, and I was kind of like, do I want to continue this or not? And What the hell is going on with my... Seems like the latency for my own viewing is pretty bad, but... But yeah, after it was like, oh, we need to collect a bunch of information about you, I was like, nah. So I popped out of that. Like, you definitely have to be active on that game. You can... It's a slayer of idle. You cannot be idle and really make much of any progress. Or at least that was my experience. It was a fun game, though. Same with Tower. Well, at least with Tower at this point, it's other than like clicking the gems, which has a large duration in between. Yeah, unless you have auto restart. Yeah. The gem stacking and the auto restart are super helpful. I wish the gem stacking went a little bit higher. Then I could be even more idle. And I wouldn't miss as many gems. Because sometimes I just have like a boom, boom, boom. And you get like clients back to back. Because people will show up early or later. And it all like compiles into one time slot. And usually miss some gems during that time. Oh, babe. I just closed the door so it wouldn't wake you up. Thank you, rubber duck sauce. Our puppet came in. Now she's gonna beg Daddy. Because Daddy's talking. And that means that she's gonna want attention from Daddy. Until she goes out of reach. Oh, you're gonna come over and get pets from Daddy? You're gonna come over? Here you go. Here we go. We'll give the puppy all the scratches. And the attention. Yes. Does it feel good next to your left ear? You'll get there eventually. It does take time. But at least you're on Discord where there's, people that can give you advice, and that'll accelerate how fast you can make it through content too, even if you're not paying. So at least then you're like, oh, hey, I can expect, let's get this, and then let's get this, and just kind of have a path pre-laid out for you based on your knowledge. Instead of taking guesses of like, is this going to help me much? It may or may not, I don't know. Stop and sit. Alright, I need to let the dog out. I will be back in just a moment. So hopefully she can stop bothering us. Yes, you want to go up? Is that what you want? Yeah, there she goes. Hopefully that keeps her out of your hair for a while. Who let the dog out? I did. Yeah, gym stacking is really nice. That and the auto demon mode. Auto demon mode with demon mode mastery. Love it. If only we weren't key locked. I know, right? Yeah, I wish that one was just like a lab. If they just turned that one into a lab, then I think the vault would be in well, both auto demon mode and auto nuke would be really nice to just have as labs. Just because of how I feel like they're essential. That'd be nice. But you would have to actually have accessed legends to be able to get it. But yeah, I think that would be fine. I would be totally down for that. I doubt Fuds would be, but well, either way, yeah. One key, that's really not that much. I'm gonna close the door because she came back in. Too cold out there for the door to be left open. It's way too cold. Well, I kind of already have a milestone thing, but actually locking it behind a milestone wouldn't be too bad. And then you just get the lab for it. Yeah, and like even if that one time that you were in Legends, You hit like wave 1 and that was it, and you get demoted down. Like, I think that would be perfectly fair. So at least it would be like a little bit of something that you could save towards and actually get things. Even if you're struggling or whatever. I think for the achievements, that's basically milestones. So there's the milestones and the milestone packs. But as far as like the last chest having an additional key, if you've ever hit Legends, hell yeah. I would 100% support that. Meme time. Achievements are different. Achievements are different from milestones. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, there's nothing like that kind of achievement. I mean, there's little like the milestone badges and stuff for doing certain things. Yeah. 2 months since Legends came out to get my first keys. Yeah, I could see that. I'm such an idiot for not running tournament on Tuesday, Wednesday. I feel like that's, if anything, that put me behind a lot. Because I actually wasn't too far off from what Greeny had, but not having done tournament, that'll put me down. Yeah, I missed tournament on Tuesday, Wednesday. I was just so busy and been exhausted all week. So it just completely skipped my mind. Just get all the achievements. Yeah, it was the first tournament since I started this game that I've actually missed. I've made all the other tournaments since. So that was kind of a surreal thing to realize. Yeah. Yeah, where everyone is cut off on this one, I don't think anyone's catching up. Yikes. 220 waves just to tie for 30th place. Oh. I feel like this guy sometimes gets demoted and sometimes promoted. Or sometimes he can stay. It kind of sucks. Bookworm Jeff. Bag him? I feel like this guy's played Payday. And like IPM, where the tournament run doesn't need to end the farming run. Yeah, that'd be nice. IPM, that was Planet Miner, right? But yeah, that would be nice if you were able to still continue farming. Or even if it just ran like, okay, so far your coins per hour is this amount. Go ahead and roll tournament, and then it'll just continue the same coins per minute, or coins per hour. Or coins per minute. It could just figure out, okay, over the course of like an hour, divide that by 60 coins per minute, boom, let's go. That way you wouldn't feel put out by doing long tournaments. And I did not think it would go this long. Three hours and 35 minutes. Jeez. Yeah, this tournament's still going to be going before after I leave the stream here. Or I'm just not going to get anything done today. Which kind of sucks. I would have liked to actually gone all the way to the end of the run. But I might try that for this next weekend. That might be a good goal. I think a new PB, how many waves you go on, you think? We'll just bring up the history so you can see the tournaments. Oh yeah, because I missed the tournament, now it doesn't show. So, I don't know about a new personal best. It'll probably be like wave 5,000 something. 5,400-ish. Is my guess. Maybe 5,500? So that would be another 2 or 3 hours until they hit that. Maybe? I don't know. He will die at the last part of, Oh no, I'm definitely going much further than this. 5553. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm somewhere close to that. Just because of all the, the upgrades that I've gotten since the last run. But yeah, I'll grab a screenshot of my run, and I'll put it over in the Discord afterwards. I'm just looking at the time. I'm like, I don't want to go, but I need to go because I need to do stuff today. Mainly dishes and laundry. Dishes and laundry need to be done. So, Tequila Man is streaming right now, so go ahead and jump over. What does you think about run history? I love the run history. I think the run history is great. Actually, wait a second. I can, yeah, these are my last couple runs. So yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up here. Tequila Man streaming, so jump over there. Obviously, he can already see you guys, but give him some love over there. Like his stream, because I only see 6 thumbs up right now. So the man needs more thumbs up on his stream. Anyway, thanks for coming by, guys, and I will catch you guys later.